Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire with me, Bekarna. Let's go through this door.
On it.
Careful. It only looks like a machine.
I'm going to wait out here.
Subtle indeed. The work of a moment.
How may I help?
Of course.
What do you need?
Oh, nice and quiet.
Don't mind me. A request from the Oracle. The Oracle demands another clutch of Logofaith eggs for study. I have started to appreciate why. Even the most average Logofaith is highly adaptable in the embryonic state. Porous shells allow their bodies to acclimate to the environment in which they will eventually hatch, and the Oracle fashions such creative environments. Its interests in Kith biology are narrow by comparison. Our minds are more malleable than our bodies. The clay will stretch only so far before it breaks. Good thing for us. Our unusual steward has a plan. Knowing its interests and area of study, I wager that plan involves forearms, sharp teeth, and too many eyeballs.
I shall.
And I guess we'll check out this fun-looking thing.
I've got it.
This device resembles some of the Ingwithan machines you've encountered in the past, had those been largely overtaken by flesh and bone. Tendons and muscles fuse to the ancient mechanisms at its core.
A construct regulator. Arkemir tried to build one himself, but neither of us wanted to cut its nails or trim its fur.
Messina scowls down at a patch of skin stretched across the control panel. Putrid bile oozes from an unseen orifice and trickles in a constant stream, not unlike a construct's lubrication. Well, this is simply awful. The device gurgles quietly. After a prolonged silence, a wet blast of air escapes through the eye of a mounted skull. You can only speculate that the machine is in working order. Examine the machine. This device may once have been a decent example of Ingwithan craft, but the years have not been kind. It seems connected to the local flesh constructs in more ways than one. Skin and bone have spread across all of the major panels, rendering many of its old controls useless. You discern nothing else about it.
I seem to recall these controllers gather bits and pieces of leftover scrap from the work of knitting flesh and bone. Over time, they develop tumors, limbs, and even organs. Getting them to cooperate is not so simple as flipping a switch. Better to imagine milking a giant cow or petting a cat.
Messina shrugs.
You saying this thing's just a big kitty?
He does not look convinced.
Think I'll stick with the normal shaped ones. With the fur and the tails and the little ears.
Gently reach into the machine's guts. You carefully sink your hand into the machine's soft flesh. A canal of gore extends deeper than you guessed, and in no time you're shoulder deep in a panel of drooping skin and exposed muscle. Flesh, gears, and wet moving parts shudder under your touch. Your hand brushes something that twitches violently, but you manage to calm it with a compassionate pet. Reaching deeper, you find a warm, fluid-filled sack and give it a gentle squeeze. A shiver of delight passes through the workings of the machine. You feel its attention swivel over to you.
That thing just purr.
Squeeze it softly. Your patrols come to an immediate halt, as several large shapes throughout the area stand at their best approximate of attention.
Will do.
The device seems to inhale and swell with joy as you approach. So I'm guessing there are a bunch of constructs we would have had to have fought, had we not pleased the machine.
Let's go! I bring your end.
Love Ruby.
Yes?
No one noticed that, right? Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Confound it! It usually works.
Alright, it's not like this thing attacking a dare like that.
Moe, Ixie, on
Yeah. That'll teach you.
I would assume that was a gaze attack, and Aloth should be immune to those.
Did you know you reek of that hagfish you carry? Dispose of it at once.
Sure.
Love Ruby on seek.
How may I help?
Love Ruby on seek.
So at the very least, we have some flesh constructs helping us out.
Take them down.
Take out these other ones, though.
All thick, worse than raw.
Aye. Yes? How may I help?
Wasted effort.
On it.
So that's probably the way forward. These are the observation cells we saw on the previous floor.
Will do.
Head hurts.
How
Alright.
indeed.
Three pieces of
How may I
Ajabon.
help?
Commerce Habitat, subjects K-1013. Alien Merchants, Ethical Erosion Study.
Indeed.
I can finally max out Last Word. Let's go ahead and do that. I believe this is already maxed out.
Yes, of course.
I've got it.
Archmage habitat, subject redacted. Identity censorship project, priority 1. Soiled note. Remember the apprentice. Honey mead hair and ears like willow leaves. Spellwork sharp and wry, as focused and clean as a rapier's kiss. Remember her. Find her. You can trust her. I believe you can trust her. Trust her, but never too trusting. What was her name? Actually, this might be the way forward.
I'll see what I can... How may I help? Of course.
On it.
Austerity habitat, subjects K-7817. Reparo laborers, inequality fatigue project.
Aye? I shall.
You see that? I've got it.
The Assembly of Echoes.
How may I help? I shall. How may I help?
So he can't spot them.
How may I help? Yes?
Alright, let's rest up.
I was chewing through Cadnua's foundation long before Aothas finished the job.
How may I help? Oh?
Enemies ahead.
Of course.
Let's go. Yeah.
Oh cool, they're coming to my aid. Scavenger of Visions.
Will do.
This old wooden table bears a complicated alchemy set, several bottles, and assorted other materials. Examine the table and its contents. Though antique, the alchemy set has been well maintained, and looks entirely serviceable. A corked bottle rests in a metal cradle, cleverly labeled with a red X imposed over a rough image of a dank spore. It appears to be a potent fungicide. A large chunk of faintly luminous fungus rests in a small metal bowl. Take the fungicide. The bottle weighs heavily in your hand. It is apparently quite full. The librarians of the Halls Obscured seem to have developed this potent poison in their ongoing struggles against a fungal infestation that escaped its enclosure in the collections. So there's that room on the floor above. I believe it was fungus that had broken out of it. Let's take the fungus. You empty the bowl of fungus into a pouch and secure it among the rest of your gear. I don't know why I would do this. The description did say that the bottle is quite full, so maybe we can just use part of it to clear out upstairs.
How may I help?
On it.
Leadership Habitat, subjects K-7818. Mataru Warriors, Tribal Influence Project.
Of course.
Most of this Log of Faith's internal organs are missing.
I wonder what this is. Nice and quiet.
Yeah?
I shall.
Advanced Wistful Stargazing. This book contains comprehensive maps of the night sky, charts the patterns of several known comets, and speculates on the existence of other celestial bodies not yet perceived by Kith eyes. The author's tone is supportive and kind, encouraging those with a passion for the stars to nurture the curiosity and find deeper understanding of themselves in the vast unknown. The maps might be useful to someone, the lesson might be useful to everyone.
Indeed. Nice and quiet.
Can't distract that guy. Shakily written note. The more I see of this place, the less I understand of it. Not the particulars. Those are intelligible enough. Too intelligible. WoW keeps secrets, but keeps them slant. Everything in these halls, however, has been organized, categorized, sterilized. This place cannot be WoW's will.
Yes? Of course.
I've got it.
Flash controller room key. We don't need that because we've already been in there.
Yes?
You have only delayed your death.
What do you need?
I'll take it anyway.
How may I help?
So she doesn't seem to care.
How may I help?
It's fine.
Of course. You might find this interesting.
Keeping an eye out.
You call this fine Ediran mead? I call it unfit for pigs.
A sanctum to some, a slaughterhouse to others.
There is no justifying this horror.
Got ourselves a... what counts as stealing?
Yeah?
I shall.
Next time, I will secure a body that lasts.
Yes?
Ooblet. This little dollop of molten Adra is cool to the touch and shaped like a friend. Plus 3-second duration of beneficial effects. While Ooblet is following the party, all beneficial effects applied to you last longer. The party gains increased disengagement defense. Might bring him along just because of the name and description.
Hey.
I shall.
Something I can do?
I shall be discreet.
Lucero. This nervous little stallion was bred for bullfighting, but proved unfit for the ring. He keeps close to your side in strange environments, and cries out when left alone. Fearful of kith and wilder alike, the only creature he seems to feel safe with is you. And grants resistance to dexterity afflictions. While Lucero is following the party, you have resistance to dexterity afflictions, and the party has reduced recovery time after using quick items.
Of course.
Let's go back and speak to this thing in the corner. The Scavenger of Visions. Can't speak to him. Interesting. Alright, we can level up Facina as well. Arcana and Metaphysics. Grab Weather the Storm. It's +5 armor rating for burn, corrode, freeze, and shock damage.
Oh, of course.
And we'll head back up before we head down. See if we can't do anything with that fungicide, and also speak with Bekarna. The lift spider watches your approach. Gesture towards the Vithrak commune above the collections. Oh, that's going to take us all the way to the top. I should have clicked on the grayed out option. So I'm guessing if you manage to find the contract for Sisak before speaking to him, you probably could have broken him free. And you didn't have to fight him.
Can you make the stars right again?
Bekarna looks to you expectantly. Give her advanced, wistful stargazing. Here, Bekarna, I brought you the stars. She accepts the book with a skeptical frown, but her eyes lock on the page as soon as she finds diagrams of the sky charted in a way that emphasizes order and harmony.
Would you look at that?
She lays her hand flat on the page and closes her eyes, sighing.
Everything slowed down and all the noise in my head went quiet. Thank you.
She opens her eyes and looks to you with a slowly forming smile.
And thank you, friend. I have not forgotten your kindness after the circle was so cruel to me.
She takes Facina by the hand. Facina permits the gesture in tight-lipped protest.
I gave you a cup of tea. That is no excuse to paw at me like a grateful kitten.
I must find my way to the surface, or the closest thing to it. Once I am safe, we can speak more again, Ak?
First, I have some questions for you.
Sientere, but I will answer them another time. I'm eager to fly from this cage. I will see you soon, my friend.
She grips your hand and pumps it once, before stepping away, smiling all the while. So I'm assuming she'll go up there where Tane and Lengroth are. And I don't know if this fungicide that we found be used.
What are you eating?
Nothing.
You've the look of a little boy eating cookies before dinner.
All right, you got me. I found a trail of candied nuts leading down to the collections, and I didn't feel like sharing.
Did you need something?
Bekarna squints at you and fidgets, seemingly undecided where she should put her focus.
Madiko, has she lost her mind again already?
It's me, Bekarna. Donald.
Of course. You're the one who gave me back the stars. Sientere, I'm just not myself outside of the observatory.
She sighs.
You don't need to worry about me. Even if I might not always know your face, there's a place in my memory where the idea of you resides. If that makes sense. These two were bringing me up to speed on your unfortunate recent history. I'm sorry that the Circle didn't get involved sooner.
She glances at Tane and Lengroth.
Just because we don't announce our actions from the roof of Kahanga Palace doesn't mean we do nothing.
Well, no one invited me to get involved in the Aothas problem. I just showed up and assumed we all had the same idea.
Before I forget, again, here, some things I picked up on my way back from the collections. It's not much, but it's all I could scrounge together.
Can't have enough potions. My thanks.
I never touch this stuff. They give me bad dreams. I lost more than my senses in this place. The collections takes everything from people. Everything that matters. You've covered a lot of ground, so it can't hurt to ask. Have you seen my grimoire?
Bekarna bites her lower lip and glances around.
I lost my grimoire once. Arkemir poured honey on the pages and left it on the roof for gulls to pick over. I think he was punishing me for smacking around his favorite imp.
When I got here, someone without a face ripped him out of my clutches. I've been worried sick ever since.
Can't you scribe a new grimoire?
The book is a piece of me, Ak. He's where my thoughts and conclusions go, so that I can find them when I forget them. With such things, it is not easy to start from the beginning.
Your grimoire is a hymn.
My little book friend. We've been through a lot together, and we both have the creases to show for it. His spine is a little bent, and my index a few pages short. But together we make one half-decent wizard, Ak.
Bekarna taps her head and smiles lopsidedly.
Wizards and their eccentricities. Something about Arcana must drive all Keith to madness.
Do you think she's given her grimoire a name as well?
Your poor book. Our city returns safe and sound.
Agrasima, I know that finding one specific book in this disorganized library is a tall order.
She bows deeply.
In this place, books tend to flow through the archives. I would go there myself, but I cannot fight the faceless ones holding any grimoire but my own.
One of these days you must learn. A wizard must be adaptable, Ak.
Basina stands a little straighter and tilts her chin up. I'm still looking for your grimoire.
Agrasima, as much as I wish to return to my observatory, I have no intention of leaving without him.
What inspired you to research the stars?
The stars shine down on us always, but we hardly know them at all. Until we can look them in the face, they are a mystery to rival the gods. The stars remind me of my smallness in the wider world. Our wars and our bloodshed, everything which causes us to raise a blade in anger, seem insignificant when you hold them up to starlight. For me, magic is the same, humbling. We organize that power into runes and books, but even then we are only seeing the light that magic casts, not the thing itself. I suppose I'm inspired by the unbearable size and mystery of it all. It gives me hope in sad times.
I get a similar feeling after my morning tea, but you will not hear me waxing poetic about it.
How did you manage to set up your observatory?
That island lies in some disputed waters. One day, Rautai launched a colony ship to fortify the beaches, and the Valians responded in kind with a naval blockade. Onekaza held an open court to negotiate territory rights. I was the only petitioner who did not represent one of her enemies, and she thought it would be very funny if the trading companies left empty-handed. She even helped me finance the observatory and donated 10 crates full of books. We have been good friends ever since. Onekaza visits whenever she can make the time. She loves to stargaze.
Farewell. I have a recipe for drowsy puke.
Insufferable.
What you want, ground stink?
Drowsy puke dabs its finger into the pestle and tastes the concoction. Can you do anything with this recipe for entrancing days?
Got something you want to forget, huh? Want to escape? Go live in dreams?
Drowsy puke scrutinizes the recipe and crushes together a combination of herbs, flower stems, and spore glands into a mortar and pestle. He sniffs the mixture off the end of his talon and sighs contentedly.
New drugs ready for sampling. Sleep well, idiot.
Drowsy puke leans in and kisses your forehead. We don't need to rest yet. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we will descend back down to where we left off and continue exploring collections. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.